Hey everyone, welcome to our first ever Odds Wizard YouTube show, video, whatever you want to call it. It's Friday, February 4th. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're here to do. I have found that we do not have a good place to root for games that we wouldn't care about as a community. So if my wife falls asleep early and the Lakers are playing, do I root for or against them? Usually, I just turn it off and go to sleep. What I'm hoping to provide is a community where we can get together and root for or against a game together. This is going to be fun. So I'm not going to pick unders. Nobody wants to watch a game where nobody scores a point. That's not why we watch sports. So we're going to pick overs. We're going to pick favorites. We're going to pick with the spread, against the spread, across most sports, at least the sports that I really enjoy watching. And maybe if you guys can tell me which ones you enjoy watching more of, then I can change up our picks. But what I'm going to do every day is give us 3 games to watch with a vested interest in some way, shape, or form every day. If you are a bettor, what I would suggest is bet as small as you can to get invested. If you can put a quarter in, I would bet a quarter. Because I'm not an expert. I'm picking 3 games that I do a little bit of research on and hope I can pick the winner or the loser or a bet that wins. But this isn't my full-time job. I'm not a sharp. I don't live in Vegas. This is strictly for us to have fun and to root for against games. So that being said, let's get started. We're going to pick 3 games tonight. I'm going to start with an over-under bet on the Celtics versus Detroit. It's a minus 105 odds for the over 214. Here's why I'm picking this game tonight. The Celtics are averaging 114 points per game the last 3 games. Detroit's averaging 111 points per game. So a combined 225 points between the two teams. With the over being 214, that gives us 11 points to play with, which seems like a lot. It is a lot, and here's why. The Celtics defense has been phenomenal the last week or so. Averaging less, giving up less than 100 points per game. So that's going to be the deciding factor if we win or lose tonight, is if Detroit comes up with the big D tonight. Because if they do, we're toast. But if they don't, we're going to see probably 220 to 230 points, which is going to be a really fun game to watch. The second pick tonight is going to be Houston to beat San Antonio. You're asking, why would you pick that? It's an underdog bet. It's actually at plus 145 for Houston to beat San Antonio. I'm picking it for this reason. San Antonio played last night. They're going to be tired. Back-to-back games are always harder. Second, Houston's already beat San Antonio once this season. Despite being an absolute garbage team this year, Houston somehow beat San Antonio the first time, and they're coming in to tonight more rested. So I'm picking Houston plus 145 to beat San Antonio in the second game. For the late game tonight, Dallas is playing Philly. I think this is going to be the best NBA game of the night. It's going to be close. These teams are both hungry, in the playoffs, fighting for a better playoff position. Philly has been unbelievable lately. I think they've won 7 of their last 8 games. However, most of those are home games, and they're all versus weak opponents. So that's why I think they might be a little bit of a 1-point underdog. Dallas is coming in off of 2 bad losses. They should have won both of their last 2 games, but they came up short. They need to be coming in hungry. So I'm picking Dallas to beat Philly, and that's at minus 110. The over or the spread on that is 1 point. On a game like that, I don't feel like there's no purpose in taking 1 point. Let's just bet it straight up. Dallas over Philly. I feel like that's an underdog pick. But if Vegas is giving Dallas 1 point coming off 2 losses, when Philly's coming off 6 wins in their last 7 games, there's a reason for that. I'm going to trust Vegas and that Dallas should be the favorite. Last bet would be the Cauldron bet. So what this is you're going to see this as a parlay. If you pick all 3 games, the odds go from plus 145, minus 105, minus 110 to a combined plus 813. So for every dollar you put in, you win $8.13. Why? Because the odds of us picking all 3 correctly is minuscule. It's probably not going to happen. Why do you place the bet? Because if you win those first 2 games in the early slate tonight, it makes the third game so much more fun to watch. If suddenly your dollar can become $8. That's why I like doing parlays. They're horrible bets. Horrible, horrible, horrible. There's a common misnomer or common phrase that Vegas is built on parlays, and it's true. You're not going to win them most of the time. It just makes it more fun. So those are going to be our bets tonight. To recap, Houston to beat San Antonio plus 145. Celtics versus Detroit over 214. And Dallas to beat Philly in the late 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time game. And then putting all those three together. So let's watch the games tonight. Let's have some fun together. If you want, find me on Twitter. We can talk about it during the games as we're going on and kind of build this community as we go. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night and good luck with your bets.